Hey y'all, let's talk about them old night terrors. You know when sleep becomes a war zone? You ever woke up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, and your heart's racing, eyes wide open like you just seen the devil himself? You don't know where you are, can't breathe, maybe even scream out loud. Takes you a minute just to realize you're home safe and alive. That, my friend, is what they call an old night terror. And if you've been there, you know it ain't no bad dream. It's a battle. Yeah, me too. Let's talk about that. What are them night terrors really? Let's crack it open. Now, these ain't just no nightmares. They a nightmare like it's watching a scary movie in your mind. And night terrors like being inside it, with no remote, no pause button, and no way to tap out. You might thrash, cry, yell, even get out of bed, but you won't remember much of it when you wake up. They're more common in kids, sure, but a whole lot of grown-ups deal with this stuff too, especially when you've been through trauma, PTSD, or even got high levels of stress and anxiety all bottled up inside you. Let's talk about what causes them old night terrors. Them old night terrors show up when your mind's trying to file away some kind of pain it ain't dealt with yet. Y'all listen good. It's trauma, loss, guilt, even that old emotional overload. It all piles up in your nervous system like a backed up septic tank. Eventually it overflows into your sleep. And more triggers might include that PTSD, military abuse, accidents, grief and unresolved pain, no sleep disorders, stress and anxiety, even certain medications or alcohol. They can all be a part of that. What's the whole impact they have? It don't just ruin your sleep, it ruins your peace. You start dreading going to bed. Feel embarrassed if you share a bed. Wake up exhausted, emotionally beat, and wonder what the heck's wrong with you. And here's the real kicker. Most people don't talk about it. They feel ashamed of it, like they're weak or they're crazy. But you ain't neither of them things, and neither am I. You're human. And you're hurting in your sleep because your mind don't know how to lay it down while your heart's still carrying it around. Now let's dive in and talk about how to beat this thing. Let's beat this thing in its own game, y'all. What do you say? What can you do about it? Let me give you some tips from old Tommy Ray. Routine. Build that old wind down routine, like life depends on it. Your brain needs consistency to feel safe. Dim the lights, turn off that dang phone, breathe deep, stretch, pray or meditate. Give your body a message that it's okay to rest. Number 2, unpack that backpack. Why are you carrying all that around all day? It's going to follow you into the night. Journal it out. Talk to a therapist. Cry if you need to. You got to stop pretending you're fine when your nervous system's screaming for help. That old ground zero, keep something by your bed that reminds you you're safe. A photo, your Bible, a calming scent like lavender. Wake up in the middle of a night terror, grabbing that item can anchor you back into reality. Some of us might need a sip of gasoline or diesel fuel. Limit them triggers. Cut back on the alcohol and the caffeine and the late night junk. And for the love of all things holy, don't be watching horror movies right before you go to bed. Especially if you're fighting monsters in your sleep. That ain't smart. You're not broken. You're just processing. Look, your night terrors ain't a sign you're broken. They're a sign your mind is still trying to protect you. It don't mean you're weak. It means your trauma never got properly dealt with. So it shows up when your defenses are down, when you're stressed out, tired. But here's the real truth. Healing, it's possible. It really just starts with you acknowledging that you've been through something. Something big enough to shake your soul. And you know what? That you're still standing anyway. You survived what caused the terror. Now it's time to survive that memory of it. Here's that old hope part. You ain't alone. And all this can change in a blink of an eye. especially with the good Lord and some prayers. I know folks, grown men and women, who really just wept telling me about what they see at night. And every one of them thought they was alone, that they was weak, that it would never end. But it can get better. There's folks who care. There's treatments, therapy, trauma work, even medicine in some cases. But more than anything, y'all, there's hope. You can sleep in peace again. You can close your eyes and not be afraid of what's behind them. You just got to start the process and not give up. Here's just a call to action for you. If y'all want to know more things about this subject, y'all hit that old like and subscribe and realize that first, you ain't alone. You ain't crazy. You're just somebody who's been through heck and hadn't fully unpacked all that trip yet. But you know what? You will. Hit that old subscribe, because I'm dropping more truth like this every dang day, and I'm gonna put something like this 5 times a day if I have to. It's gonna hit somebody. And if you have them on night terrors, drop me a line in the comments. Let's break that silence. You ain't gonna suffer by yourself no more. You can confide in old Tommy Ray. I love y'all. Let's put an end to them night terrors. Let's go.